You flip over a rock or a piece of wood in the yard and something shiny, black and fast bolts out from underneath it before you even get a good look. Most people's first move is the same: stop it before it disappears again. That reaction is exactly backwards, because that little beetle is almost certainly one of the hardest working pest controllers your yard has. This is a ground beetle, part of a family so massive it includes more than 40,000 described species worldwide, making it one of the largest beetle families on the entire planet. Depending on the species, you'll spot them in glossy black, deep metallic blue, or an almost iridescent green, usually with a slightly flattened, elongated body built for squeezing under bark and into tight crevices. You've probably stepped past dozens of them without noticing, since most spend daylight hours hidden under rocks, logs, leaf litter, and loose soil, only coming out to actually hunt once the sun goes down, and when they do come out, they move fast. Long, powerful legs let ground beetles sprint across open ground at speeds that make them genuinely difficult for birds and small mammals to catch, which is exactly the point. Speed isn't just useful for escaping predators here. It's a core part of how these beetles hunt in the first place, chasing down prey that would otherwise easily get away. Their mouths are built to match that lifestyle too. Strong mandibles capable of grabbing, crushing, and tearing apart soft-bodied prey almost instantly. And their menu is genuinely impressive. Slugs, aphids, insect eggs, small grubs, and caterpillars all end up on the list, including species most other predators actively avoid. Certain ground beetles, sometimes nicknamed caterpillar hunters, specifically target caterpillars covered in irritating hairs. Things like tussock moth larvae, the fuzzy, woolly worms most birds won't touch. Ground beetles don't seem to mind at all. That particular skill turned into a genuinely useful piece of real-world pest control history. Back in 1905, one species of caterpillar hunter was deliberately shipped over and released across New England specifically to help fight a massive outbreak of gypsy moth caterpillars that was devastating forests at the time, stripping entire hillsides of leaves in a matter of weeks. It worked well enough that this kind of introduction became an early, influential example of biological pest control, using one living species to manage another instead of relying purely on chemicals, decades before that idea became common practice in modern agriculture. It's not just the adults doing this work either. Ground beetle larvae live down in the soil and are just as predatory as their parents, hunting small invertebrates underground before they ever grow wings or gain that adult speed. That means a single ground beetle spends essentially its entire life, from larva to adult, functioning as an active predator, quietly keeping other insect populations in check both above and below the surface. And unlike a lot of insects that live fast and die within weeks, several ground beetle species stick around for years, sometimes living 2 to 4 seasons as adults. That's an unusually long lifespan in the insect world, which means the same individual beetle patrolling your garden tonight might still be doing that same job a full year or two from now. Now here's where this family gets genuinely strange. Tucked inside the ground beetle group is a specific set of species known as bombardier beetles, and they've developed one of the most bizarre defense mechanisms found anywhere in the animal kingdom. When one of these beetles feels seriously threatened, it mixes 2 chemicals stored separately inside its own abdomen. The reaction between them is explosive enough to heat the resulting spray to nearly the boiling point of water, and the beetle fires that scalding, irritating liquid directly at whatever's attacking it, accompanied by an audible popping sound as it's released. This isn't some slow leak either. The beetle can aim that rotating spray nozzle at the tip of its abdomen with real precision, twisting to target an attacker approaching from almost any direction and pulsing the chemical reaction hundreds of times per second so it doesn't cook itself in the process. Researchers have tested this defense against real predators directly, and it's been documented working against frogs, toads, birds, and other insects, often enough to make an attacking predator stop mid-strike before it even gets bitten. Even more interesting, this exact same explosive defense evolved completely independently, twice, in two separate branches of the ground beetle family tree, arriving at almost the exact same chemical solution through two entirely different evolutionary paths. Most ground beetles never need anything that dramatic, though. Plenty of species simply rely on foul-tasting or irritating secretions from glands near the tip of the abdomen, just enough to make a predator spit them out and think twice before trying again. Add a hard, glossy exoskeleton, often shimmering black, deep blue, or metallic green depending on the species, and you've got an insect that's built layers of defense on top of an already excellent set of hunting tools. Put all of that together, speed, night shift hunting, an appetite for pests other predators won't touch, and a defense system some species had to invent twice through evolution. And you've got an insect that deserves a lot more credit than a quick stomp under a boot. A healthy population of ground beetles in your yard is essentially unpaid pest control working while you sleep, quietly clearing out slugs, caterpillars, and other insects before they ever get a chance to damage your garden. Worth knowing, too, a smaller number of species actually specialize in eating weed seeds instead of hunting other insects. And scientists studying soil health even use the presence and diversity of ground beetles as a general indicator of how healthy an ecosystem actually is, since these beetles tend to disappear first from soil that's been heavily disturbed or overloaded with pesticide. So the next time you flip over a rock and something dark and fast dashes for cover, maybe let it go. It's not there to bother you. It's just clocking in for its shift. If this changed the way you look at the bugs hiding under the rocks in your yard, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who've been underestimating one of the best allies their garden actually has. Let me know in the comments, had you ever noticed one of these beetles before? Or did you always assume it was just another random bug to squash? Subscribe if you want more videos uncovering the truth behind the tiny creatures nobody bothers to look at twice. See you in the next one. Conteúdo SRT Parte 1.SRT SRT 0704-cópia JKOANINHA.SRT SRT novo. Documento de texto .txt 20 linhas. TXT True Fact Killer Carnivorous Dragonflies 10 minutos e 45 segundos. .txt 17 linhas. TXT transcrição vídeo. Exemplo .txt 30 linhas. TXT novo. Documento de texto .txt 29 linhas. TXT Roteiro.txt 21 linhas. TXT